Hello, everyone. I'm the okayest bassist, and this is my 2025 wrap up and 2026 expectations video. I had this grand plan to go through, pardon me, and make a cool video about this, and then go over what happened in 25, different things that I reviewed, all that good stuff, and then go through and say what the expectations were for 26, just like I did at the end of 2024. However, I just got off of a 4-hour long phone call. And I'd had this plan to try to do all of that, get it recorded, get it edited, and get it uploaded. And it was supposed to upload where if the video was 36 minutes long, it was supposed to upload where it would go live at 11:24, so that as soon as the video ended, I was going to say, and by the way, Happy New Year. And then that was supposed to be right at midnight. Super clever, I know, would have been awesome. Didn't get time to be able to do it, and now I don't have a guarantee of enough time to get all of that executed and edited and uploaded in the amount of time that I still have, because I don't trust that I can get all of it recorded, edited, and get it uploaded in the next 6 hours. So instead, I decided I would just do a live because it's live, so the time is 1-to-1. Just to kind of explain the current thoughts, I'm going to do another video in the next few weeks, months, whatever, of a re-review of all the basses I've had, why I've sold them, or why I've kept certain ones. So I figured going back through all the basses of this year is something I could do, but since I plan to do that in the next couple months, and I'm going to be revisiting all of the ones from 25 anyway, no real need to double and triple down, especially because I had someone who asked me if any of my opinions have changed on basses of which I've gotten rid since having gotten rid of them, if that makes any sense. So I may do some revisits on individual basses as well. So anyway, I have my list over here in case you keep seeing me looking that way. 2026 expectations, 2025 wrap up. Here we go. So 2025 wrap up, spent way too much money on gear this year. So, pardon me again. I will not be buying a bunch of basses upcoming. So the typical setup that I had of open a bass, have some other basses review, do something else, open up a different bass, then review the bass that I just said about opening from, 3 weeks ago. That won't continue, as in order to do that, I end up needing to get about 12 to 14 instruments in a year if that pattern continues of basically open it and then review it 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 videos later, so a month after, I end up having to get 12 instruments in a year. The likelihood of that is exceedingly low. Looking at my current list, I only have 2 new instruments incoming And without those in the pipe, if those were added to what I currently have set up with ideas in queue, I would still only be able to maintain that through spring. So the sequencing of them is going to be different. I did put up a community post asking what I would hope you guys will be able and willing to answer is, would you rather see the same frequency of video release, being one every week, which I release them every Wednesday at 3 p.m., and then have different topics, newer topics, and varying topics? Or would you rather see me try to do the same setup I've had, but the videos release every other week? Being able to pull in 6 instruments to cover the year would be doable. It would be a very big stretch, but it would be doable. But in order to do that, I would only be able to do the videos every other week to maintain the way that I've been doing it. Currently planning to do the first option where I'll add different ideas and stuff in there as well. But unboxings and reviews there's still some queued for the beginning of this year for instruments that I already have. But outside of that, not a whole lot of plans. So please let me know either in a comment here or in the community post if you would be so kind. Outside of that, expectations for 2026. NAMM content will definitely happen this year, which is almost over. For NAMM during 2025, I didn't really have a bunch of drive to do my own content. I wanted to do more helping Bully, so I went around with his camera, helped record him. He won't be there this year. I will be there with Leah, Low End Lobster, Chris Fulpini, and his bandmate Aristotle, but I think they are playing part of the time at NAMM. So I don't know how much will be going with them, but I will be walking around with Leah a lot. So I don't know if I will be assisting her and doing my own, or if she's going to do any content there. And if she doesn't, then it would just be me recording my own, but I don't want to be a drag on her of, oh, hey, I need to go record this. So I don't know how much NAMM content I will have. I will have Bass House content. That was something I was supposed to have from July, but that ended up having some problems, so I couldn't do it. But there will be Bass House content this year as well. So there might be, I also would like opinions on whether you guys would rather see between 2 and 4 videos, so a month's worth up to, of NAMM content as it happens, like maybe a live from NAMM and then a few other things a few weeks out, or if you would rather see that trickled in. Current plan is to kind of trickle it in so that it's not, oh, another NAMM video, I don't care about that. So please let me know that, as well as the video frequency thing, because video frequency, including NAMM, could be a content stretch as well. In the coming year, I do plan and already have stuff set up to do more playing in the videos. It seems to be the only, if it's not the only, it is the number one detractor from the videos that have been coming out, is that people don't like that I'll prattle on for 10, 15 minutes talking about a bass, talking about its specs, to do a review and give it a rating, and they never get to hear it. I've kind of been kicked in the pants, told that, yeah, you're the okayest bassist. Cool, good for you. People still want to hear you play, even if you're not that good. And then someone who I really respect a lot, especially in the YouTube sphere, I've only talked to the person in life once, but that's Glenn Fricker from Spectre Sound Studios channel. And he firmly talks about the fact that he is not a guitarist, he's a sound engineer. He plays as a sound engineer. He is not good. He plays and he leaves in his mistakes because he's human, and too many things are tried to be made perfect. We've seen too many issues with that in the social media spheres of the big time name people. I won't say anybody's name, but people who have come around and all of their playing is flawless, and then they get torn apart because they're miming to their playing, or they're playing at a slower pace and then speeding it up. So I've been in real time, real life, as well as from other people that I've seen and respect. Basically, been told you could be a bad player. If people make fun of you because of your bad playing, at least you're playing, they can get over it. But if you're not playing at all, you are doing a slight disservice to your audience because they want to hear the instrument, even if all you're doing is a straight DI. And then the fact that I am typically doing a straight DI could be a benefit because then they're not hearing the coloring of anything else going on. So we'll see. But I will do more playing. A bunch of the videos that are already set to come out have been pre-recorded for months, so there won't be the playing there, but I do plan, as spring rolls around, you should see more videos of me playing. Any of the newer reviews that I record should have some playing segments. And if I'm feeling froggy, I may go back through, take the videos, re-download them, go back in, edit them, and add in some playing after. We'll see. If you guys want to see it, tell me. I will be happy to do it if it's something someone actually asks for me to go through and do that work. Pedals. There's actually a pedal right here. It's not working super well for me right now. I'm not a pedal person, but if I can get it to come into camera without messing anything up, it is the GK Plex. It was supposed to have been here like a week ago, but then the United States Postal Service was involved, and it apparently made it from West Virginia to Pennsylvania to Kansas, and then back to the East Coast, back to Kansas, and then to St. Louis, and then to me. So it's been a whirlwind. And I got it hooked up. I don't know, maybe it needs an update. I'm still messing with it. I found what sounds I thought sounded good with the headphones directly. And then when I hooked it up to my Spark 2, which is a flat response, full frequency, full range, whatever it is, FR, full range, flat response speaker set, it has a really weird like digital static to it. So talking to the seller, trying to see if there's something I've done wrong, and maybe there's some way I can get that fixed. I don't know. Hopefully I can get it figured out so that I can keep using it, because I like the sound that comes out of it directly, but it's not working with basically my PA. So hopefully I can get some answers there. But anyway, I have it. Technically, I do own I think it's lemon and ginger. I've left it at the local music shop, but it is one that I won as a third tier Patreon from Johnny Dibble and Chris on the In the Pocket podcast. So I would have it. I could get it and do some reviews with it. I have the Boss OC5 at my church. And then we also have, I think it's a tone hammer, an Aguilar tone hammer direct box as well. So feasibly I could borrow it, bring it home, test it out, see what I think of it. I mean, I know the Plex and the tone hammer are preamps. They're not necessarily pedals. They're not an effect pedal, but they are things that I could go through and try out and do some content there. I am not a pedal person. I don't care for effects, but if it's content people want to see and I can afford to pick up a couple of cheap pedals, maybe even do the like Temu, AliExpress crap where I get 3 or 4 different El Cheapo $10, $15 pedals just to mess around with them. I might try that too. So pedals may be content. I don't know. I really like the sound of the Plex. Again, when I plug headphones directly into it, sounds great. I don't know how it would do going straight into the Focusrite for the audio interface. I could try that out. At least if that works, it would be recordable, but it really sucks that I can't get it to play out loud, so that if I'm wanting to practice without headphones, that I would love to have that option. hopefully I can get that fixed. And if I can, then I'll be able to figure it out for some other stuff. And then the last of the like tiny ideas are for series like pedals and other stuff is the Positive Grid Spark 2 does have, I think it's 5 bass amps. I did a rundown of that on a live stream a while ago. I've also considered that I could go through and test because they have the effect pedals built in. They have compression pedals, drive pedals, all sorts of other things in there. So I have considered running through that because I think they have their own software suite. I think it's like Bias FX, something like that. Feasibly, I could go through and see what it would be like to try to use a Positive Grid as a multi-effect. They don't have a DI out. So for a bass player, like trying to use it for a gig, I don't know how feasible that would be. But they do have a stereo line out. So I believe you could get a stereo line out to XLR. And if that's something people are interested in, or if I'm interested in it enough, I may try it out anyway. But I have thought about using the Positive Grid to see if, because they make the Spark Mini, they all use the same, I think they all use the same software. I'd have to double check. Maybe I'll ask the Positive Grid people when I'm at NAMM. I probably will ask if they have another option. I know they don't have, I know as of right now, I know they don't have a multi-effect pedal. But I have considered it of, well, what if you could use a Spark Mini, just a little 5-watt guitar amp. What if you could use, because of all the software inside, now granted, it doesn't have the stereo out like the Spark 2 does, but I don't know if the Spark Mini, the little 10 amp cube, like it would be an interesting experiment to see, because I've used them for bass and they don't sound super great at volume. The Spark 2 does. The first Spark 40 that I had did great. The Spark Cab was really boomy, and the Spark Live, I know multiple people have used it for monitor, for like a wedge while gigging. I'm wondering if there's also an opportunity for bassists who can't afford an anagram or an HX Stomp or the Helix or anything like that. I'm wondering if you could feasibly use one of those as a software modeler with the software on iPhone, iPad, what have you. Like maybe you could show up with a little tiny lunchbox amp that has all the software, run it as a straight line out. It's, again, you'd have to have some sort of XLR if you're running to normal, but maybe you could do something like that to act instead of being an anagram. I would love to try a dark glass anagram, but I don't have $1,200 just to throw at that, especially since I'm not an effect person. I can't justify spending that much unless I start really falling into that and loving it. But that's another idea on a preset. Again, anyone who watches this, I know there have been a couple who have gone in and out throughout the video. Anyone who watches this, or anyone who sees the comments in, or puts in a comment from the community post on video frequency, I would love to know if any of these ideas are more or less interesting than others. The pedal stuff, I know plenty of people do way more content about it than I do, and way better because they understand it more. The Spark thing, I don't know anyone who messes with Spark for bass stuff, so maybe I'd be the only one, which would be a terrible option if I'm the only one providing you some information on that. But either way, if any of those are content types that you are interested in, please let me know. They're like 350 subscribers, so that's awesome. Remember, when we hit 400, I plan to give away my original condenser mic that came with my Focusrite. So it's a Scarlett, I think it's like CM25. I have it and the boom arm if someone wants both, and then the little screen pop filter. I'm happy to give those away, mail them out to whomever wins whenever we do those. We do the typical giveaway. That'll be at 400. And then at 500, the current goal is to try to give away a bass. The last time we did, it was Pastor Gru who won, and he was very happy with it. So I'm going to try and do another base giveaway for that. But we will see. That's if we hit 500. From there, I really don't have any other ideas because I never expected the channel to get more than 100 people, if that. But it's been fun. I am here because I enjoy doing it. At the point that this becomes a chore, at the point that this becomes a hindrance, at the point that I don't like doing this anymore, I just won't. I'll just stop doing it. I enjoy bass. I'll hang out with my bass friends. I'll chat with them. The channel would still exist. I wouldn't just delete the channel, but whatever videos are there would be there. And then I would just upload like JonTron whenever I feel like it, except that he has millions of subscribers. So he puts up a video, he gets probably a couple $1,000 right there. I won't do that. I don't know that this channel will ever even get monetized. If it does, then I probably will push a little bit because it's money that I get. If I get $2, I will pump out a video for $2. If any of you, however, I'm just flinging around a wireless control because I have something in my hand. If any of you have something you want to see, simply say it, and I will be happy to leave it in my list. I still have a list of video ideas of things that I can do. I just haven't recorded them and figured out when to put them in timeline. Because again, except for this video and 2 others, I'm good through March. So I've only had to do 5 videos in the last 6 months because I had everything else queued up. So if you have something you want to see, please say so. I don't want to make this take any longer than it already has. It's already been 20 minutes. So those were the ideas, what to come forward. Again, there's still a few things of other ones that will come out. There are a few that I still need to record. But either way, as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a day as awesome as you are. Supposed to go to the outro, but it didn't. Is it gonna do it? Bum, 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 bum. Oh, there it goes.